I was a lieutenant in charge of patrol at the time, and I was actually just pulling into my driveway when my patrol sergeant called me. He was on the scene of this call, and very, very competent investigator. We were detectives together at one time, and he said, "Hey, I need you to come out to this scene because what I'm seeing here is not ending up."
So from the very beginning, did you smell a rat here?
Yeah, there were certain things, especially that night, that some nuances and things that just didn't seem right. And quite frankly, her husband, you know, oftentimes or not, the husband's involved in these disappearances, and his actions and things he did that day kind of were leading us towards him.
Well, let's start unraveling this. So first, take a listen to the 911 call Keith made when he discovered Sherri was gone.
911, what is your emergency? CHP transfer. Keith is on the line. Hello, can I help you?
Hello? Yeah, so I just got home from work, and my wife wasn't there, which is unusual, and my kids should have been there by now from, like, daycare. So I was like, oh, maybe she went on a walk. I couldn't find her, so I called the daycare to see what time she picked up the kids. The kids were never picked up, so I got freaked out, so I hit, like, the Find My iPhone app thing, and it said that it showed her phone, like, at our end of our driveway. We don't have really good service.
Okay.
Not the end of our driveway, but the end of our street. So I just drove down there, and I saw her phone with her headphones because she started running again. And I found her phone, and it's got, like, hair ripped out of it, like, in the headphones. So I'm, like, totally freaking out, thinking, like, somebody,
okay,
like, grabbed her.
Okay, what's your address?
I guess he went driving down the street, and he saw these sitting on the side of the road.
Yes, and that was another thing that kind of stuck out in my mind when I was talking to him, because he had the forethought to take a photograph of how he found the phone. And when I asked him why he did that, he said that he'd want to be a detective and thought that it was important for him to take an evidence photograph prior to collecting it.
Yeah. Now, knowing all we know now, it's almost scary how convincing she was telling her story to police right after she returned home. Take a look at this and see how convincing she was.
I know this is hard. I'm gonna take pictures of your face, okay? Oops, I got it up right there. It'll grow back.
The first day with the zip ties, getting out of them, because they were behind my back. So I pulled them, I did one of these moves. And that's what this scar right there is from, is the very beginning, when I got them off. There was a chain around my waist.
Okay.
So the chain had, okay, sorry, the chain, so here's a
Let's draw
a pretty stick figure.
Let's draw the whole room. You want to do that?
Sure.
We'll lay out the whole room.
There was this pull, stupid pull was attached here, came down like all the way up. Pull is the only reason why I was there. The cable was here, and it needed a turn. Sorry for swearing. And then the cable I could reach all the way to the bed, couldn't reach the door, couldn't reach the window, could reach the bed. There was at all times there was a bucket in the closet. That's what I used to go to the bathroom in.
Okay, the whole time she's saying all this, it's all made up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mark, when something like this happens, this makes it tough for real victims, right?
Without question. Listen, I would zealously defend her and anyone accused of a crime because that's my job. As a human being, I find her behavior abhorrent. I think that she got off light. I think that she sets back victims in future investigations. And worse, law enforcement. They have precious hours that they devoted to her. And quite frankly, I don't think that she was sentenced enough.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.